As you can see, we are on the ple.platoweb.com website. Where it says account login, you are going to type in Brown Co. K12. Your Plato name is going to be your first initial, last name, 2-digit year of graduation. And so in this case, I am signing in as sample student, so it would be S student, and this student is going to be a sophomore, so it's going to be S student 18, and their password is 12345, which you guys can't see. Going to hit login. All right, so as you can see, this student is enrolled in biology. First, I'm going to show you a couple of the features up here at the top. Sign out, self-explanatory. If you want to message your teacher, this is a really big thing that I want you guys to understand how it works. If you need to send a message to either Ms. Janowski for students' last name A through K, or Mrs. Allwine for students' last name L through Z, you would want to click on Messages, and click on New Message. And since this student their last name starts with an S, they would belong to Miss Allwine. So I'm just going to select Miss Allwine, and I'm going to say, unlock, please. And then you would type in your message, please unlock my life mastery test. And then or whatever you need to message, ask about anything, and then hit send. And then every morning, starting on Wednesday, between 8 to 10, Ms. Janowski and I are going to be online checking for messages, requests for unlocks, and that type of thing. And so when I log into from my end, I'm going to see that I have a new message from this student. And so that's very important as far as how to connect with us if you need anything unlocked, or if you have any questions about your coursework or how the system works. Going to go back to home. And as you can see right here, it says active assignments. Sample student is enrolled in biology. And so you would want to go ahead and click on all activities. And this is going to open up all the activities underneath that course of first semester biology. Very helpful information. This Plato student orientation, it does not matter what course you are enrolled in. If you select this, it is going to take you to every single course has this student orientation embedded into it. And so if you click on that, it's going to take you and walk you through all the different things that Plato has to offer and all the information you need to know about maneuvering through a class. Hopefully it will load quickly. So again, any general question you have about how the system works, you can likely get your question answered by going to the Plato student orientation. We're going to go back over here. If you want an overview of everything you're going to be learning throughout the semester of coursework that you're going to be taking, you would click on this syllabus right here. And then I want to direct your attention to these different units. Each online class is set up the same way. Depending on what course it is, it's going to have a different number of units. Biology happens to have 6 units. The best way to describe a unit would be similar to what a chapter. So there's in this case there are 6 different units or chapters in the semester, and then you have the end of semester test. This end of semester test is going to be locked until you come in for your final exam. So expect that to be locked when you log in. Each unit, when you open it up, it's going to have different activities. It's going to, at the beginning of every unit, you're going to have a pretest. This is not factored into the grade, but how well you do on it is going to determine how many of these different activities you're going to have to do. If you do well on the pretest and you are exempt from, say, water, chemical nature of biology, and communicating your results, you are going to have a little cursive E in this box, and that means that you are exempt from going, you can go into that box, but you are exempt from doing the work in it, meaning that you've already been marked off as having an A+ in that area. So, pretest, it's not required, but it's encouraged for you to do it because it's going to kind of assess how much you remember about this particular unit of information. Next, discussion. These discussion boxes, again, encouraged, but these are not required. It just gives you a talking point for this particular unit. And if you do the discussion, as well as down here, this unit activity, those items not required, but if you participate in them, they will be counted as extra credit for the summer school program. So again, unit activities and discussion not required, but can be counted as extra credit. All right, so now I'm going to show you how the different, so say we've taken the pretest. Unfortunately, we did not test out of anything. So then you're going to start moving through the units. So we're going to start off with the first box. What is biology? When you open up that, you're going to have what's called a tutorial and a mastery test. Tutorial is like a mini lesson where you're going to watch and move through different slides of information. The mastery test, that is going to be a mini quiz, usually about 5 questions, and you are going to get a score on that. And if you get below a passing score, likely you are going to request that get reset. If you want to reset it yourself, students are allowed to go back through the tutorial, and when you watch and go through the tutorial, that will automatically unlock a mastery test. So say you're working on the mastery test and you don't do well, and you determine that, oh, I need to go through my tutorial again, watch the tutorial again, and then that will automatically unlock the mastery test. You can do that up to 2 times. If after a couple times of doing that, you still are not passing the mastery test, at that point you can message Ms. Janowski or I and say, can you please unlock this mastery test? I haven't passed it. So you're going to move through that throughout each unit. You're going to take pretest, and then however many of these items you do not test out of, you are going to click on them. You're going to move through the tutorial and the mastery test. Then at the end, you have what's called the post-test. The post-test is very similar to what a chapter test would be in your class. Usually they are anywhere from 25 to 40 questions, and you do your best, and then if you don't pass a post test, likely that is something you're going to want us to unlock and reset for you to redo. Mastery test and post test you can do as many times as you would like, but as far as having them reset. But the end of semester test you can only do one time. So the idea is that you guys have the opportunity to do and redo the mastery test and post test as many times as you like, so you can have as high of score as possible going into the end of semester test. The breakdown on grading is going to be 30% mastery test, 30% post test, 40% end of semester test. So that end of semester test counts for a lot of points on your overall summer school grade. So it's important that you do well on that. And again, that's why we try to give you as much opportunity as possible to do well on the mastery test and the post test. So that is how you move through the Plato coursework. And I am going to go ahead and pause this video so that we can answer questions.